Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to XPSTECH. I'm Vineet, and in today's video, we'll explore some of the most useful features of a Linux terminal that often gets overlooked but are incredibly powerful. For example, did you know you can keep a command running in the background, close the terminal and come back to it later? Or that you can control the input and output streams of a command and easily switch processes between the background and foreground? Now these are some of the powerful Linux terminal features, and today's video is all about that. Alright, so I am on the latest version of Pop! OS and it comes with Cosmic Terminal. Every Linux distro ships with at least one terminal, and you'll see variety of different names for the app depending on the distro and desktop environment. Like KDE has Console, there is Alacrity, GNOME Terminal and many more. The difference between them comes down to speed and features. Like Alacrity use your GPU to render text, others focus on things like tabs, transparency or built-in tiling, but underneath functionality is the same. The actual work is done by something called a shell. Now the shell is the actual program running inside that terminal window. The most common is bash, but you have the option to change the shell. ZSH, which is the one macOS ships with by default, and a lot of Linux users switch to it too. Same scripting language as bash under the hood, but way better tab completion and a huge plugin ecosystem. There's also fish shell, which gives you auto suggestion as you type, syntax highlighting right in the prompt by default, no configuration needed. Now to check which shell you're actually using right now, run this command echo $shell, and you can also install other shells just like you install any other program. I'm on Pop! OS, so to install ZSH or fish, I type apt install and the shell name. Alright, so now we know what a terminal and shell is. Now let's actually get to the features that make terminal so powerful. And we are going to start with redirection. ls or list is a common Linux command to list out files and directories. So you type the command and output is printed on the screen, but you can control this default behavior. Every single command you run has three separate data channels called standard streams. Standard input, the data going in; standard output, the normal results coming out; and standard error, a separate channel just for error messages. Now you can redirect each one of these independently anywhere you want, and we do that by using special symbols and numbers associated. For the input streams, you have number 0 and the less than symbol or arrow pointing left. Let's call it left arrow. The number 1 and right arrow is for output, and last is the number 2 with right arrow, which is for error stream. Now you'll almost never see 0 written out explicitly. The left arrow already implies it. The default input channel is your keyboard. So when we use the command word count -w and press enter, it waits for the user to enter text. Let's enter subscribe to XPSTECH and Ctrl+D to stop. We got the result 3. Now let's change the input stream from keyboard to file. So word count -w, left arrow, give a file demoin.txt. Now press enter and we got the same result, the number 3. The file demo.txt contains the same text, subscribe to XPSTECH. And if you haven't done so by now, you can take a second and do that now. I would really appreciate that. For output channel, the default is your screen, and similar to the input stream, we can redirect the output stream to a file as well using the greater than symbol. So ping 8888 and let's give the count 4, right arrow for changing the output stream, and the file name demout.txt, and press enter. Now let's see what we got in our demo out file. Here we have data of 4 pings. Now one important thing to note here, using a single right arrow completely overwrites the file. If you want to add or append the text instead, use double right arrows. Now let's scan the demo out file again, and we have our last ping data appended to the file. Last one is standard error, that's stream number 2. So let's see it in action. I'm going to install a program using app and then disconnect the internet connection midway during the install to get normal output in one file and the error messages that appears due to internet disconnection in another file, error.txt. Let's do that now. Okay, the command is running. Let's disconnect the internet and wait a second. Let's reconnect. Okay, now the command has completed. Let's see data in both the files. This is the data in success.txt, which is the normal output data, and error.txt contains all the error logs. Now, if you want both normal output and error messages to be directed to the same file, we can do that using this combination. To and the right arrow, then and symbol and the number 1. Alright, so that's redirection. But what if you want to send the output straight into another command? That's the pipe operator, the single character. A pipe connects the output of a command onto the left directly into the input of the command on the right. No file in between, no saving, no waiting. Data just flows straight from one program into the next. For example, ps-aux pipe grep Python, ps-aux list every running process, which could be multiple lines of text. Now, instead of scrolling through all of it, looking for what you want, we pipe it into grep, which filters it down to only the lines that match, in this case, with the word Python. And you can change more than 2 commands as well. There is no real limit. Pipe is really powerful and genuinely one of the most powerful ideas in the entire Linux command line. Alright, so redirection and pipes control where data goes. Next, let's check out how to control the commands while it is running. In terminal, basically you type a command and you wait. Your terminal is stuck until it finishes. For example, to download the ISO of Nobara distro using wget, we write wget and the URL of the ISO. Pressing enter starts the download, but now we are logged. We can't type anything else until it finishes. But the better strategy would be to move this command to background, and to do this we use the special character and. Let me run the wget command again with and symbol at the end. So it's wget URL of the ISO and the and symbol. Your prompt comes straight back, the download's still running in the background, and you can use the terminal for doing other things. To check out the background running commands, we use the command jobs. There it is, listed as job 1. To go back to that command, use FG or foreground, and it's back to our main prompt. Now to send it again to the background, we cannot use BG. We need to first pause this command. To do that, press Ctrl+Z and then run jobs again. You can see our command is right now paused. Type BG and now our command has started running. You can also keep multiple jobs running in the background. Each gets a number. To select any one, use FG with the number associated with that specific process. That will pull out the command to the foreground. To terminate the background command completely, use the kill command with percentage and the number associated. Alright, now the last command for today is nohup or no hangup. Allows your command to continue running even after you close the terminal window. Nohup also redirects all its output into a file called nohup.out in your current directory, because once the terminal closes, there's nowhere else for that output to go. But we can change this default behavior by redirecting it to any other file of our choice. Let's give nobara.txt, and we want both normal output and error logs sent to the same file. So we use the combination 2, right arrow, the symbol and number 1. Last, we use the and symbol to move it to the background. The command is running in the background. Now close the terminal entirely, open a fresh one. First, check the process is still alive. We use the command pgrep -a wget. Now as you can see, the command is still running and it has this process ID. Now let's see our output file, nobaralog.txt. Now this shows the command is running and we are getting the download progress, which is at 3%. Now it has moved to 4%. Now to terminate this command completely, use the kill command with the process ID, which in this case is 4538. pgrep shows no wget command running. Alright, so that was all for today. I hope this video has helped you gain insights into Linux terminal. If you like this video and want more such in-depth tutorials on Linux, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to XPSTECH. Also, drop a comment if there's a specific tool or workflow you want the next video to cover. Alright, so I'll see you in the next one.